We've all heard about Ronaldinho's unique technique on the ball, and Neymar's amazing goal record when he was ripping top teams apart with Messi and Suarez. Vinicius has 60 more goal contributions than Neymar had when he was Vinny's age. That's pretty impressive for a guy who almost chose to play futsal instead of football. How did he manage to get to the top level with his rough childhood? Could Vinicius Jr. go as far as the previous Brazilian stars, or has he already proven himself? This is the untold story of Vinicius Jr., the new Brazilian superstar who almost gave up football. Vinicius Jr. was born on the 12th of July 2000 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to his mom Tatiana Vinicius and his dad Vinicius José Paixão. Coming from a very humble family with 2 brothers and a sister, it was not always easy for Vinny's parents to put food on the table. As a child, he was known to be a very calm boy, playing video games and being on his phone all day. Back then, he favored the beloved game FIFA and was always very eager to play with Barcelona and Messi. Besides video games, Vinny also played football from a young age. I was always playing football with my friends on the street, and the only reason I would go home is to play FIFA, eat, or sleep. Vinicius' first experience with football started in São Gonçalo, in the suburb of Rio de Janeiro. The coastal city is the heart of Brazil's evangelical revolution, but it's a poor community filled with a lot of pollution. The city of São Gonçalo wasn't all that bad because this was the place Vinny learned the skill chapu, which is a skill that involves flicking the ball over the opponent in a very humiliating fashion. The skill led to his childhood idol, Robinho, who was the first person Vinny had seen do the chapu. It also ignited Vinny's love for futsal football. His parents waited until he was 7 years old before he could start his success story. That year, Vinny got registered with futsal at Canto do Rio, a famous club in Niterói, south of São Gonçalo. Things started out great, but it didn't take too long before Vinny's parents struggled with transport due to financial reasons. He stayed at his uncle's house in São Paulo because it was much closer to his training ground. At the futsal academy, Vinny became the best in his group and was awarded the number 10 shirt. Besides dribbling, he also learned how to exploit tight spaces, which improved his agility and reflexes at a very young age. When Vinicius was 9 years old, his parents took him to a Flamengo trial, hoping they could convert him from a futsal player to a football player. The club saw potential in him, but he was told to come back a year later. Vinicius then attempted to return to futsal full-time. This could have ruined his hope of becoming a professional football player. Thanks to his parents, this move was averted, and Vinny decided to wait. In the month of August 2010, a year later, he took the test for Flamengo's youth team and passed it. As a reward, his dad bought his first football ticket to see Flamengo's senior team at Estádio Luso Brasileiro. While at Flamengo, Vinicius became a young star. He joined his teammates in his club's facility, which was around 70 kilometers from his residence. The early days at Flamengo, Vinny's parents were forced to make more money for their son's upkeep, knowing it was an important stage in his life. His dad went to seek a better job, while his mom had to relocate to join her son who was still living with his uncle. At last, his dad secured his job and could provide financial support for Vinny's career. Vinny and his mom took a bus to the training facility, and while they were training, she waited for him in the same park to witness his return. As time passed, things became easier, and they managed to buy a van, which allowed Vinicius to be driven straight to Ninho de Urubu, his academy ground. Vinicius Jr. made his professional debut in 2017. Seeing him make his debut, Tim Vickery, ESPN FC, once made a joke of it, saying, "Vinicius on his debut still looked a little bit like a ball boy who had run onto the field when no one was looking." Tim Vickery was shocked to see the Brazilian start banging in goals and celebrate with a unique style. A few days after his debut, the renewal of his contract was announced. The contract revealed that his release clause had risen from 30 million euros to 45 million euros. The same year, in March 2017, the South American Under-17s Championship came, and Vinicius was invited to represent Brazil. After the tournament, Vinny wasn't just named the best player of the tournament, but also won the Golden Boot with 7 goals. Just after the tournament, top European clubs started to complain about the high price tag for the teenager who had barely kicked a ball at professional level. Despite the transfer battles, Barcelona and Real Madrid were willing to roll their dice for 45 million euros. Vinicius always loved Barcelona in real life and on FIFA, but Real Madrid won the race and secured the services of the attacker in a 45 million euro deal, but couldn't play until a year later. Vinicius joined the club on a 6-year deal, earning 3.2 million euros a year and rising to 4 million euros if bonuses are considered. On the 29th of September 2018, he made his debut for Real Madrid in a 0-0 draw against Atletico Madrid. Not long after, on the 7th of November 2018, he made his Champions League debut in a 5-0 victory against Victoria Plzen, where he got 1 assist. For the rest of the 2018-2019 season, he played a few La Liga games, a few Copa del Rey games, and a few Champions League games before getting injured until the end of the season. In the 2019-20 season, he played 37 games, scored 5 goals, and provided 3 assists. That was far from the most exciting thing that happened that season, because on the 11th of September 2019, he made his debut for Brazil in a 1-0 loss against Peru. At the start of the 2021-2022 season was the time when his career really took off. He played a total of 51 games for Real Madrid, scored 21 goals, and provided 16 assists. This season, he has been the main forward for Real Madrid alongside Karim Benzema. Vinicius Jr. currently scored 19 goals and provided 13 assists in only 44 games. The Brazilian superstar is now one of the best attackers in modern football. According to Transfermarkt, he's tied up with Jude Bellingham as the 3rd most valuable player with a €120 million marked value. Vinicius Jr. is tearing up any defense in football these days with his pace and quick feet. Will he ever be as big as Ronaldinho and Neymar? It's safe to say he's on his way at lightning speed, but as always, time will tell. Thanks for watching this video, and make sure to follow and subscribe for future videos from Untold Football. Do you have any ideas for an untold or interesting story in the footballing world? Please leave a comment after the video. We are here for the Untold Football Stories.